Okay, now we're going to put a little bit of pepper. Each one needs to be individually seasoned. A little bit of pepper on the eggplant, a little bit of salt on all of them, and a little bit of sugar on all of them. And while those are cooking, which isn't going to be that much longer, we're going to put some oil in the back, and we're going to do the onion and the other squash back here. So if you happen to have 5 or 6 pans, that's particularly helpful. Well, let's throw the tomato in this one. And let's throw the squash in this one, yellow squash. Now we're going to turn the volume up on those two, and we're going to salt and pepper each one of those. And we're going to put a pinch of sugar on each one of those also. The sugar is particularly helpful because of the bitter skins on the squashes and the acidity level in the tomato. And the red pepper making it a little bit more sweet than normal. So I'm going to put a little bit of the fresh herb inside each one of these pans. The tomato, of course, gets cooked the least amount of time. Now, at this point, you need to ask yourself the question, how cooked do I want my vegetables? Do I want my vegetables a little bit al dente, and then I'm going to reheat them and they'll be perfect? And that's the answer that I'm going to say yes to right now. So, well, one of the things I'm going to do to make sure that my ratatouille is not greasy in the final analysis is I'm going to take the pans, I'm going to add the garlic, a little bit of garlic to each one. I'm going to toss it around. We're going to deglaze the pan with a little bit of sherry. Not to be confused with cooking sherry. This should be the sherry that you would normally be able to drink. A little bit of garlic on the zucchini. And I said the tomato doesn't take that long, even though we put that on second. I'm putting the garlic on a tomato, and a splash of the sherry on a tomato, splash of the sherry on the zucchini. And the first pan we're going to take off is going to be the tomato. And I'm going to put it in the colander here so we can drain it. Now we have one more vegetable to do. So we're going to wipe this saute pan right out like that. We don't even need to wash it. It's all going into one spot. And we'll put that back on. Now the peppers, we deglazed that with the sherry already. We're going to drain that in the colander. Now we're done with that pan. And the zucchini here now, we're going to put the garlic on. So it's garlic and sherry at the end of all of them. And we're going to put still a little bit more oil on the eggplant. That eggplant, boy, sucks that oil up. And we're going to put the onion in the last saute pan here. Zucchini is ready. We're going to put that in the colander. Now to show you what this stuff looks like too, is you want to set it on a sheet pan to cool it off. And at this point, we're going to be mixing it all together. The yellow squash is ready. Even got a little pinch of brown on it. Put a little bit of garlic in there, and a little bit of sherry there. And that eggplant's about ready for its garlic and its sherry. Put a little garlic there, and a little bit of sherry on the eggplant. And off comes the squash. And the onion's got to get its salt and pepper. A pinch of sugar. And the fresh herbs for the salt and pepper. And time to take the eggplant off. the eggplant off. And let's do the final garlic. Be careful about how much garlic you put in there, because although this dish can take a fair amount of garlic, putting too much garlic on it will ruin it. And we'll throw a splash of sherry on the onion finally. And we will drain the onion also. Now we have all 6 of the vegetables sauteed in olive oil, seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic, olive oil, and fresh herbs. In the herbs case, we use the basil, the oregano, and the tarragon. Now, you'll notice here that I want you to see the amount of oil and liquid that came out of there. Now, here's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it back in the saute pan so that the sherry that's in there can reduce down, and in the final analysis we will add that back into the vegetable mixture for flavor. Okay? That way we can drain everything out of it, and then to prevent it from being watery when we serve it, we'll reduce the juice out and use it for seasoning around in the ratatouille. Now this is what I call an a la minute version of the ratatouille right here. Now I'm going to taste some of this first. And really quickly, while we're reducing the juice, we will finish off the mushrooms that go in there. We only had so many burners here at one time. That already looks good, doesn't it? Now the mushrooms, you need to cut the caps off and then dice them so they're cut the same shape as the rest of the veg. And the sherry is just about reduced, but not quite. Oh, let's go with a couple more mushrooms in there real quick. And that ought to do it. Now, this reduced sherry, see how it's getting a little bit syrupy now? We'll pour this all over the veg. Also, so we don't lose any of that flavor. Oh, let's give this a little mix. See, this still has a little bit of texture left to it, and that's the key to making what I would call the modern version of the ratatouille. Typically, the vegetables are cut 4 to 5 times the size of this here, pan down here, Richard. That is about 1/4 or 1/5 the size of the traditional cut of ratatouille vegetables. And that's why I would call this a modern version of this. Okay, let's give these mushrooms a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of sugar, and I think we got enough garlic in there to go the whole distance for all of them. Let's get a little splash of sherry on there. Okay,